Well, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you. We are one day away from the weekend, and you are listening to the hashtag SBTVNation. I'm sitting here. My name is Rob the Mad Hatter, talking to my boy, The Dream. What's going on, my brother?
Oh, man, I got finished murdering baseball last night, son.
How's that?
Didn't play. Go for it, SBTV Nation. The rodeo clown is back in the house today. What's going on, y'all?
Good for you, man. Just sitting here looking at a bunch of news that's been going on as far as the NFL is concerned, man. So, my man Kelvin Benjamin, dude, out all year long for the Carolina Panthers. So, you think Killer Cam had no weapons before? Now, forget it.
Weapons are rap for the killer. Killer said he could do it all by himself, though, because he is Superman, so we will watch him this year, and it will probably be quite entertaining. I don't know what the Carolina Panthers are thinking about the people that they put around him, but you talk about not giving him any weapons, man. This guy, the poor kid's he's getting nothing to work with this season. So, hey, they're going to be one of the teams that we are going to be wagering against.
Yeah, man. Did you see, last year they emerged, though. I mean, they were really bad, going in like the second half of the year, and then all of a sudden towards the end, they ended up winning winning the division.
They didn't really emerge. They played awful teams. They won their division with an awful record. Dude, stop it. They emerged. Now, one thing, you know what? Their defense, I will give them, their defense was on point for the whole season, but they just got lucky that division was so horrible. That nobody wanted to step to the forefront and win any games, and then they had an easier schedule, and they happened to get in there, and then they got even luckier. Arizona's starting quarterback went down, then the backup went down, and then they ended up playing a third string quarterback in the playoffs.
Yeah, right. Dude, I keep forgetting his name, man.
Lindley,
that's
Ryan
it.
Lindley player.
Yeah, they actually ended up winning a playoff game at that point, man. So,
yeah.
Only to get smoke showed by Seattle, but hey. It is what it is, man. So, looking at that, I'm looking at the NCAA football, man. So, I know that you don't like talking about the Ohio State University, but I got just a quick subject, man. Let me ask you a question.
It's not that I don't like talking about them. Now, I don't got no problem talking about Ohio State. I don't like Urban Meyer. I like Ohio State. No issues with them. I just don't like Urban Meyer and some of his antics. That's what it is.
I feel you, man. I feel you. So, let me ask you a question. If JT Barrett gets the nod to start, right, and Cardale Jones is sitting on the sideline, you think he'll be kind of kicking himself for not going pro?
I don't think he'll be kicking himself for not going pro. He'll probably be kicking himself for not going to Michigan or another school that's been probably sending him little letters in the behind the scenes saying, "Dude, come play for us. Come play for us." That's what he's probably kicking himself for. I think he needs another year in the NCAA to develop his game, as opposed to going into the pros and getting on an awful team or getting on a team and having a bad issue. I do think that. I think that he will work it. Urban Meyer will work him in. The question is what's his attitude like?
Right.
That's the question you got to ask. Is he the type of guy that's receptive to sharing time? The type of guy that's not going to catch feelings about he's not the guy? That's what you got to figure out about him, and that's what the intangible, unknown intangible is, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if he's the type of guy who can share that spotlight with another player, and work, and make it work.
Yeah, man. I mean, your stock is probably the highest, though, when you win a national championship, though, as far as the NFL draft is concerned, player.
Yeah, but when it's a quarterback, though, dude, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know. And he only had, 3 games?
Yeah, quarterbacks are rough, you know what I mean? And so I'm not going to get too excited about that. Listen, you know what, though? If the kid shows he's got a great attitude, and he plays, and we all know, especially the way Urban plays, the other guy could get hurt. any minute, and now he's the starter. But if he shows a great attitude, that's fairly nice to have in your resume as you go to the NFL, because he's probably going to be on the bench somewhere his first year anyway, in a capacity of learning from somebody mentoring him. So to show that he's already got the ability to do that and still succeed, it will speak volumes for him as an athlete, a collegiate athlete going pro.
Absolutely, man. So the rankings right now, I'm looking at it. The Ohio State University is obviously number 1. They got your boys at TCU number 2, Bama number 3, Baylor number 4, Oregon number 5. I'm curious to see. They brought a new quarterback in that played some FBS ball, so pretty anxious to see what he's got going on. Michigan State number 6, Auburn number 7. Florida State number 8, Georgia number 9, and USC, the Trojans, are number 10, Dream.
Dude, I can't, that, and that ranking, there's probably 2, maybe 3 teams in there that are wrong.
Which ones you think?
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know who I don't know who it is, but I'm just saying every year it comes out, and then somebody comes out and plays you right out of the gate. You're like, it's not going to be them.
Yeah. I think it might be the Georgia Bulldogs, brother.
Well, I didn't want to jump all over them because they're an easy target for me, as I have watched them for seasons not ever seem to work out, work out the way they're supposed to. I don't know. My only thing is, I know TCU is going to be good.
Yep.
But let's let them be good, though, first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's not go ham, right out of the gate yet before we see what's up. I'm just falling back from going ham on anybody, because how college football is.
You gotta wait a couple of weeks just to kind of see who's who's doing their thing and who's coming out and laying some eggs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. And like I said, dude, college football, you get one of these the psyche with college football gets in these kids' heads immediately. One of these big teams that's touted as going to, be, this and that. They come out and catch a loss out the gate to a booty U.
Oh, yeah.
Screws up their whole season.
Nothing better than having white shorts on and spilling coffee on them. That's real. That's a great start to my day, kid. Unbelievable, man. So, hey, we'll see what ends up happening with them, and we'll go from there. Kid, how about my boy LeBron? Dude, listen to this. He's got 23.2 million Twitter followers, right? His tweets are worth $140,000 to advertisers, man. For
That's
one
dope.
tweet. So that's $1,000 per character, because Twitter has 140 characters, obviously, per tweet. So, Dream, we got to get 20 million followers, player. I'll be tweeting all day, man. I'll be like, yo, what do you got? What do you want? You want to sell hand soap?
You got about 20 million in the block party, son.
I do. I've been blocking people for days. You know what?
I keep trying to tell you to go easy with the block. How you gonna get some followers when you block everybody?
Oh
you
my
and
God.
Kid Picks, the roughest two cats on Twitter.
I'm quietly rough though. I just block everybody.
Yeah, I know. No, I know you're quietly rough.
Oh my God, that's funny, dude.
My man Sonny Home Run Picks yesterday had tweeted out, about the Phillies score, and he had my name and he had Kid Picks' name and with the tweet, and boom, here comes Kid Picks with some smart remark about, I should start tweeting my wins out. I'm like, dude, he was just trying to show us the craziness of the game.
Oh.
Can you fall back?
Hey, last I checked, your boy said that was a pretty scary series for the Toronto Blue Jays, and look what happened. Boom.
Yes, you did. I have to say, dude, as of late, and I don't know if anybody else has been paying attention to what you've been talking about with baseball, and I don't know where our audience is as far as baseball is concerned, because I feel like a lot of them are right where I'm at. Had enough. But for the guys that have been doing baseball, dude, you've been on point with a lot of your synopsises, a lot of your breakdowns, a lot of your talk has been, dead on as far as gambling is concerned. Yeah. I mean, you made a couple of, declaring the Yankees dead and elderly, and
I didn't ever declare them dead. I just said they were looking tired.
Looking tired. Yeah. According to that, and then I think you clipped somebody else. And I was laughing last night. I was like, Hat was just talking about them not being all that, and boom. Oh, the Toronto Blue Jays being dope, and then they want to get beat by the Phillies.
They are dope. They are dope,
Well,
but not on the road so much, dude. As a matter of fact, man, there's only 7 teams that have a winning record on the road.
On the road.
You know what I mean? So, you got to look at that.
No, in general, but your gambling's been on point. And, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but hats over and unders, his totals have been dead right for the most part. Some of the series plays have been on point. So, hey, you deserve a big hat off because we get in your tail when you're losing.
Dude, everybody gets in my tail when I lose, man. Everybody nonstop. But, hey, you know what? I'm just trying to grind it back.
Listening about Caprotech.
Yeah.
Just trying to we won't remind you why we're in your tail about losing.
Just grind it back, like my boy Crush the Bookie always says. You got to grind it out, man. So, and that's what I've been doing, with the baseball. So, hey, it is what it is. But speaking of winning road records, as far as the MLB is concerned, your boys over in St. Lucia got the best road record there at 31-24, man. The Cubs. I know. The Cubs, surprisingly, 8 games over 500 on the road as well, man. 33-25. And third in the league as far as ranking is concerned, as far as road records, kid, the Texas Rangers, man. 5 games over 500 on the road. Royals, 5 games over. Pittsburgh, 2 games over. The Yanks, 1 game over. And believe it or not, nasty, Cleve, the Indians are 1 game over 500 on the road as well. But that's it. Everybody else is either 500 or worse. Crazy, right?
Right.
What's going to happen in the playoffs, man?
Not really crazy. I mean, that's to be expected. That's why you got to get. Obviously, that's just talking about the importance of having home field or your home diamond. Having the ball, the games in your home.
Yeah, definitely.
If the travel is that difficult.
Well, I can tell you a team that doesn't travel well is the nasty LA Dodgers. Dude. They just dropped 2 in a row to the Oakland A's, man.
I know, man.
And you know what? I've been hearing a lot of rumblings out there. A lot of people are saying that bullpen has been really bad. And, they brought in Alex Wood, and he hasn't been doing that good. And, you got Greinke, Kershaw, and then that's pretty much it. But they did make an addition. They did get Chase Utley, the veteran from the Phillies, yesterday. So
Chase in the face, man. I kind of like that play. He's been one of my guys, a journeyman. I've had him over the years. He also got a little injury proneness to him, so they got to handle him lightly. But hey, it might be a good addition as far as a bat. If his bat can come back to life, he's been a little bit back to life as of late. But it might be a nice addition for them.
I would hope so, man, because you know what? On the road, there's a lot of question marks. A lot of people are, as surprising as, they are a bunch of games over 500. I want to say they're like 13 games over or something like that, the LA Dodgers. But San Francisco Giants are breathing down their neck, man. And but the San Francisco Giants got to go to Pittsburgh today, man. So that's going to be a pretty tough series for them. How about that, man? You got to go to St. Lucia and Pittsburgh back-to-back for the Giants, huh? Brutal.
Hey, go get it done.
Yeah, right.
Go get it done. They've been in a situation before. If you remember last year, they had that tail-off period, and they had to pull it back in, so they were able to get it done last year. Hey, they can go get it done. I'm not worried about them, and I don't think they're worried about themselves. That more than ever now is the time for, I think, with baseball, that the teams that have a history of playing well and they have that great foundation and built on pitching and everything else that the experts generally talk about, it comes out to fruition at this time of the year as you start seeing the cream, as they say, rise to the top. And the San Francisco Giants, one of those organizations that know how to do it. So I'm not really, I'm not really going to question them, until September.
Yeah, right. They're only they're 2 games out of first place right now and trying to catch the LA Dodgers, man. So, hey, we'll see what happens with that. I said it yesterday, man, and this is scary for anybody that's betting futures. You got the LA Dodgers at 7-1, but if they lose the division, they could not make the playoffs at all. And you got to lay like heavy wood for them. You know what I'm saying? To make any kind of money whatsoever at 7-1, dude. That's not great. You got, Kansas City is like 6-1. That's probably a way better value. Considering the Twins in the division.
Right.
You know what I mean? Them and St. Lucia's only 5 games over, but, would obviously make a wild card even if they lose a division. So, you only got that 1 game, but hey, it is what it is. But enough about baseball for the minute, Dream. We got a couple of NFL games going on tonight. I know they're only preseason, but I'm sure you're going to want to watch. some of the developments
I'm definitely going to watch, son.
All right. So 7:30 p.m., you got the Detroit Lions at the Washington Redskins. The Washington Redskins are a 1-point favorite. They're looking at a total of 40 points in this game. Guys, you know what? We always say, just don't even mess with these preseason games unless you got some kind of information that we don't. But
even though if you do, don't do it anyway. Because it might be shit. The information I doubt is accurate.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I can tell you this much, man. You know, the Buffalo Bills going into Cleve, man. Cleveland minus 2.5, and Buffalo's got no running backs.
Buffalo and Cleveland still should leave probably either of their two teams in the whole game.
Leave all the starters in?
Yeah, everybody just play. This is going to be like a regular one because this might be our chance for a quick win that we might not see for the rest of the season. So they should leave their guys in the whole game. Listen, though, I am excited about seeing, the Lions a little bit more. This Lion team, man, they are forever talented, have almost everything you're looking for. I hated that they let go of Sue because I felt like maybe one more year it really might be the year for them. But, this team, I am so in anticipation for them to really take that next step and move ahead. I think they got robbed last year, and I'm not going to argue this with the Cowboy fans this year, but I do feel that they got robbed last year in that game, and I know you were there with me, and you agree with me 100%, and that stinks for them. But I really would like to see them take that next step, as they are, very talented team, and they seem to be able to get it together, but they just can't make the next step.
Oh my God, I know, and that play with that pass there in that Detroit game, man, dude, you and I were looking at each other, jaws were on the floor. Couldn't even believe it, man. Couldn't even believe it. But you know what? They ended up getting it. The refs ended up getting them back the following week with Green Bay.
Right. No, I know, and I'm not really big into that whole thing. I just want you to call it the right way and call it the way you see it. And the Cowboy fans who cry about what happened to them in Green Bay, I definitely think what happened to Detroit and Dallas was 10 times worse. And I don't want to hear about, they had the ball again, there was more time on the clock than what happened to us. Whatever. Listen, a bad call is a bad call. I don't care, who you are or where you're at. And I think that Detroit got really robbed last year in Dallas, and I ended up winning that game. So it's not about me losing any money because I won money that game. But it was a bad because we had Detroit plus the points, and Dallas didn't cover the point spread in that game. I don't believe.
I know. I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, you know what? I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it is a bittersweet as far as us here on the East Coast because I already see it getting darker a little earlier. I feel like the weather kind of turning a little bit. I know it's been 90 degrees all week, but,
Dude, you sound like my neighbor was over yesterday, and he said he hit me with I'm sitting there trying to smoke a cigar, enjoying the day, enjoying the weather, and then he comes out of his mouth with they're predicting that it's going to be the worst winter ever.
That's the fall coming.
Come over here. You know what I'm saying? Why would you come over here saying something like that? Then my man hit me with I seen an acorn falling the other day. I'm like, son, what are you, part Navajo? Get out of here with that. You seen an acorn fall. Like, what's that mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, come on. Now you can tell the weather.
That's the fall coming.
Yeah, right. But I gotta send a shout out to this Jangis Roundstone. Me and him yesterday went at it. Dude, I don't know why, but I got into it with him. I mean, no, not a fight. Just we got into some debating, and because Rich Winter had brought up Tim Tebow, and you know how I feel about Tim Tebow. But I do want to preface to you guys. I'm a Florida Gator fan. I love Tebow at Florida with Urban. I was all on board with that whole thing, all right? My thing is dude was horrible in the NFL. And to my shock, because I thought Tebow was going to come in the NFL and rock the NFL. I said, no, he's not bad. He's going to be good. He's going to do this. He's going to do it. But when I ever watched this guy play in the NFL, and drop back in the pocket and throw the ball, and balls are like wide open receivers, balls are like dropping 5 to 10 feet in front of him on the ground, and like he can't throw the out pass. And I mean, it was ugly. And yeah, I know we're going to go into, and my man kept telling me, hey, well, Tebow threw, 32 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. And, the Broncos won that game and Broncos were awful the year. I'm aware of all that. However, the NFL goes through great lengths to find the best athletes possible that will put them on the field for their organizations to win. All right, the best. Listen, if the NFL thinks the indomitable snowman could win a game, guess what? My man will be back there shaved up with a helmet on playing quarterback. Okay, that's how real they are about it. And a head coach's desire to win outweighs anything in the NFL. The head coach wants to win worse than ever, especially a head coach like Rex Ryan. So let me let you know something. For Elway and the Denver Broncos to watch this kid win a playoff game and be like, he still is not our quarterback, okay? For him to trade him to the Jets, and then the Jets lose their starting quarterback in Sanchez, and look at him on the bench after watching him in practice and say, I'm not starting him, and then cut him, and he not play for 2 years. That's letting you know, dude cannot play.
We'll see what ends up happening in Philadelphia, man. I mean, he's been working with some coaches, and he may be able to get better. I mean, maybe he's going to be a somebody to bring in on 2-point conversions or something like that.
Hey, listen, that's what, I saw Rich alluding to something like that. I don't know what they're doing with him, but the experiment has been done with him. And, like, the mechanics are bad, the reads are bad, the passes are bad. There's a test, there's like a quarterback test you get just for your ability, okay? And he didn't pass it. I mean, do you think that other teams didn't need Tebow, like the Browns who collect quarterbacks? You think they wouldn't like Tebow in their camp, or the Bills? It's a reason why these teams have passed on this kid. And I know he was a great guy. Listen, I'm not gonna talk about his heart, his will to want to play. Great attitude, role model, nice guy, great athlete, stayed in shape. I'll give him all of that. All that's awesome. But NFL quarterback, it's just not him.
And I mean, dude, at the end of the day, if he bombs, I don't really think that he's got really much to lose.
No, he's got nothing to lose. But I mean, in reference to me and and this guy that was talking last night, because he brought up a bunch of these points about him and saying that he's a winning quarterback and he should be playing and whatever. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry that you're just wrong. He's just not that guy. And I remember seeing him play when he played, because I'm not one of those. Listen, if you could get it done, I'm a root for you. And especially for him, he was a Florida Gator quarterback. But I mean, dude was bad.
Yeah.
Want to send big shouts out to Christos, AZ Wildcat 83, Sports Talk Johnny, Nick Orestes, Ed, my man Casey Erickson's out there, the Canadian Capper. What's happening? Good morning to you, brother. I haven't seen you in a minute. Betting Tips is out there, MG86, P for Prez, Mar, Justin Hernandez, OJFB, BT, Lone Star, Ombre, Irvin, Direct Sports Solution, C. Rodriguez Jr., Jay Snyder, Crush the Bookie. What's happening, play?
Yes.
Joseph Del Rosario, Spot Bet, Benjamin Rose, Sir Mata, LA Wiz Kids, Rock King J, Tanakis, Danish Better, Sin City Maverick, Average Joe Punter, Jordy Best. And one last thing I'd like to say to my man is, listen, if you like him and you think he's a good quarterback, you're entitled to your opinion. That's dope. I mean, you follow your opinion and you have your information to back it up. And I'm happy for you that you're supporting him, and I'm sure he is too. And if you like him, hey, that's your thing. And I'm not going to knock you for that. But we started talking about getting into some factual things and talking about some facts, and I was just pointing out the facts on my end and where I was at. But I respect your opinion. Obviously, it was very nice debating with you, having a gentlemanly debate with you. That was, as far as I'm concerned, relatively positive.
All right, cool deal, man. Hey, a couple of big guests coming up, man. So Saturday, I got Danny B and Corona Picks coming on to have a little roundtable with myself and Dr. Dan about some Major League Baseball. And then on Monday.
Oh, I can't wait to tune into that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm marking the spot on my calendar right now. What time's that going off at?
10 a.m., brother. 10 a.m. Eastern. 10 a.m. Eastern. And then on Monday, we got my man Doug Upstone coming back on. He was stellar last time. He came on during the college basketball season and kind of ripped it up, man. So he's been in the business a long time. So I'm looking forward to getting him on and seeing what he's got to say about he's going to jump around a little bit, talk some college football, talk some baseball. He's going to jump around a little bit. So looking forward to getting him on and seeing what he got to say, man.
All right.
So let's get right into the base. So any preseason football lean stream? You gonna take Clevey Cleve tonight?
Stop it.
All right. So,
you guys interested? I know I always mention his name, and we do not get paid for it. We get paid by nobody. So don't try to tell me we do. But Kid Picks loves preseason football.
So got some inside information.
Loves preseason football. Dude is always working me with preseason football. I'm like, stop.
He's getting his bankroll dead right for SummerSlam on Sunday.
God, he loves preseason football. I've been trying to tell him to leave me alone with it, but he loves it. And I got to be honest with you. And I know you guys. Listen, I know he's my friend. I know. Listen, you know what? By the way, one more thing about Twitter, and I'll get into baseball. I do have to say, I have met a bunch of really great people on Twitter outside of just being gamblers or handicappers, what have you, or both. I have had some really great relationships that I've made through a bunch of people that I would have never met if this didn't start. That is one more caveat that's awesome about this thing we're doing. And me and Kid Picks, we talk quite a bit, as he's one of my I consider him a friend now, a good friend. As we talk like daily. Matter of fact, the wife was hitting me up the other day like, yo, who's this kid cat? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm always talking to him on my cell phone because he cracks me up. He's hilarious. And as rough as he is on Twitter, he's rough with me. So it kills me because I have to end up like sitting him like dude, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop. Like, dude, can you knock it off, please? Because he's rough like that with me. I don't know. It must be a Jersey thing or whatever. But dude has actually been really pretty good because he gets on me about the no-score first innings. I'm like, dude, how you going to yell at my no-score first innings, but you going to play preseason football? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on. But
got you.
His preseason football's been dope.
All right. Well, there hasn't been many games, so we'll see what ends up landing with that. But Buffalo, with all the running backs out, resorting to two undrafted rookies is being in the backfield today. They're going to have to rely on the passing game a little bit, man. So we'll see what ends up happening with that game tonight.
Got that stamp on your shirt that says NFL. You should be up to the task.
Yes, sir. All right, man. So let's get right into the baseball card. There's 11 games on the ticket. It's not a full slate today, and we will go from there. Dream? So let's see what we got. Taking a look. I'm pulling up my screen, guys. Give me 1 second.
Oh.
All right, man. So the first game we have on the ticket, there is nothing during the day. Their start at 7:05 Eastern Standard Time is the Minnesota Twins coming into the Baltimore Orioles. Minnesota Twins coming off the beatdown by the New York Yankees, a 3-game sweep. The Yankees did. You already know the Minnesota Twins win about 36% of their games on the road. They're terrible on the road, and they're going to play one of the best teams that play at home. So, I mean, right then and there, just doesn't take a rocket scientist to come up with a line here. You got both 8.5 runs. Tyler Duffy versus Baltimore's Miguel Gonzalez. I'm surprised Wei-Yin Chen isn't pitching yet again, but I'm sure he's going to probably go tomorrow. Dream, what do you got here?
Gonzalez is 9-8 with a 4.42 ERA. The Orioles are 37-21 at home. The Twins, just coming off of losing to the elderly Yankees, are 21-37 on the road. Duffy's 1-1 with a 6.75 beefy ERA.
Well, they had the youngster Bird yesterday hit 2 home runs to lift the elderly guys and win the game, brother. He was responsible for all 4 runs in that particular game yesterday. So, and it was a stomachache, guys. When you take a look at this matchup, I already talked about the road records, the home records, the whole thing. Tyler Duffy is not that good. He's got a beefy ERA, as you alluded to earlier. Minnesota is 2-5 in the last 7 games, and 3-7 in the last 10 games when playing on the road against Baltimore. Baltimore split the series with the New York Mets, got all over Syndergaard a little bit, and actually won the game 5-4 in walk-off fashion last night, brother. Baltimore 5-1 in the last 6 games. I think Baltimore can make a little push coming towards the postseason here, man. You know what? I think Baltimore's a key play here as far as a series play, Dream.
Yep.
So that's probably something I would end up getting involved in, I'll be honest with you. But as far as a game-to-game, minus 155, it's not really that heavy, man. I expect it to be a little bit heavier, but, you know, with Miguel Gonzalez on the mound with a just under 4.5 ERA, that's probably why it's not more like a 165, 175, so on and so forth. So I think a series play with the Baltimore Orioles is definitely something to take a look at. Minnesota, 2 games under 500 now, Dream. Oh, nasty. Brutal, man, and when they were just 11 games over. All right, Cleve is coming into New York. Brand new series here. Cleveland Indians, remember what I talked about, guys? They are 1 game over 500 on the road, which is surprising, man. Cleveland is bringing in Josh Tomlin. New York Yankees putting Ivan Nova on the mound. Let's see what I got for a line here. New York Yankees minus 170 with an under-over of 8.5 runs. Dream, what do you got here?
All right, the Yankees got their rocking chairs out, and they'll be having Ivan Nova on the mound today with 5-4 with a 3.57 ERA. Yankees are 35-21 at home, 67-52 all around. The Indians are 55-64 all around, 31-30 at on the road. Tomlin's 0-1 with a 2.84 ERA, and interesting matchup. I think the Yankees should get this done today. I don't see why not. It's a little bit on the heavier, juicy side for some of y'all, but I don't think the Yankees should falter in this.
You know what? I don't think so either, but for some reason, it's got me a little shook, and I don't really like the series in this particular. Okay. It's just that Cleveland team can be pesky at times. They did get beat up by the Red Sox a little bit, but it's tough, man. I know A-Rod just hit the grand slam the other night, but outside of that, he was like 1 for 23. Hitting the ball, man. So, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to stay away from this one, guys. You know what? Feel free to get involved in it. For me, if you got some kind of information I'm missing, feel free to jump on it, but I am not going to mess with it. I like the Baltimore series better with the Twins. So, next one we've got is a really good series here, man. This may paint the picture as far as a wild card is concerned. San Francisco at Pittsburgh in the National League here. San Francisco, Jake Peavy with Pittsburgh's Charlie Morton. Let's see, Pittsburgh minus 130 with an under-over of 8 runs. Dream, what you got here?
All right, we have, excuse me, I'm losing my voice a little teeny bit.
No problem.
Mr. Peavy is 3-5 with a 4.18 ERA. The San Francisco Giants are 30-31 on the road. The Pirates are 41-19 at home. Mr. Morton is 7-4 with a 4.36 ERA.
4.36 ERA, huh? You know what, man? I think I'm gonna just kind of watch this one here and go from there. When I look at it, man, I think that a lot of these NL Central games go under, guys. And dude, look at it. Look at the series with San Francisco and St. Lucia. I mean, other than the 4-3 game last night, both of the other ones went under. And when you take a look at this, both of these pitchers have an over 4 ERA. What is the total here again? 8 runs. That's a lot of runs, regardless of the pitchers, guys. I think it might land right on the 8. You might see a 5-3 victory by either team. Dude, you know what? This one's too close to call for me. I think I'm going to stay away from it, Dream. Pittsburgh 7-2 in the last 9 games when playing the San Francisco Giants, and Pittsburgh is 6-3 in the last 9 when playing at home versus the San Francisco Giants. San Fran, let's see, 1-6 straight up in the last 7 games on the road. Pittsburgh usually gets up in series like this to
I was going to say, I was going to allude to that. I'm glad you just said that. That was something that I was about to allude to with the Pirates. And 71-47, 41-19 at home, brother. That's pretty good.
I know, man. They're one of the best home teams.
Yeah, I know you said that they have, that their issue is their pitching, but Morton's not been so bad.
4.36. No opinion there, guys. You know what? If if you guys are getting involved in that game, that's more of a coin flip for me. So I'm going to stay away from it. How about that? You know what? I'm getting better, too, at staying away from certain matchups. You know what I mean? It's almost like, I'm allergic to certain matchups here, and I just don't want to get involved in them, be honest with you. Texas Rangers coming into the Detroit Tigers. Texas Rangers coming off the victory again yesterday. Won the series versus Seattle. On the road, they are 33-28, dude. So, third best in the league as far as a road record. Texas Martin Perez versus Detroit's Alfredo Simon. Even money all across the board with an under-over of 9 runs, kid. What you got here?
All right, we got the Texas Rangers with Perez. He is 1-2 with a 5.29 ERA, which is heavy. The Rangers are 33-28 on the road. Hatter has just talked about them up and coming, so that should probably mean that they would lose this series. Simon is on the mound for Detroit, 10-7 with a 4.84 ERA. The Detroit Tigers are 28-30 at home.
You're an idiot. A lot of the analysts, man, on MLB Tonight are saying here come the Rangers as well. So I don't know, man. Your Houston Astros managed to get the stomach ache taken care of yesterday.
Oh, I love the analysts on MLB, son. I love that.
Yeah, the analysts, we'll see what ends up happening with the Houston Astros. When they're at home, obviously they do their thing. So, they just got to keep it going when they're on the road, man. So, all right, so we're looking at this game here. Alfredo Simon, I'm not a big fan of him. I got to be honest with you. He's got just an under 5 ERA, 4.84. And Martin Perez hasn't been much better here. I expect some fireworks in this game. You're probably going to see a lot of runs, especially with Detroit's pitiful bullpen. What do we have for a total here? 9 runs. You might see an over here, Dream.
All right.
You might see an over. I don't know if I like it enough, though, to get involved in it. I think I'm going to stay away from that, guys. But, if I had to lean or you put a gun to my head, I think over 9 runs might be a play here. Kansas City's coming into the Boston Red Sox, man. The Boston Red Sox still continuing to do their thing. They were an underdog last night and beat up on Corey Kluber, man. Kansas City, he's putting Danny Duffy on the mound versus Boston's Wade Miley. Now, Dr. Dan always fades Wade Miley. And Boston is slightly favored, Dream, minus 115 with an under-over of 9 runs. What do you got?
All right, we got Mr. Duffy's on the mound for KC. He is 6-5 with a 4.03 ERA. The Royals are 31-26 on the road. The Red Sox are 31-30 at home. Miley's on the mound, 9-9 with a 4.58 ERA.
All right, man. I'm looking at big ups to my man Theo Bear out there. What's going on? So when I look at this particular game, you see these pitchers have an over 4 ERA each. You see both of these teams can hit the ball, man. Boston 4.53 runs a game. Offensively, they've been doing. Dude, I wish the Red Sox can get it going, man. You know what I mean? I'd like to see. Just with because they're fun to watch. Okay. It's just the pitching is so bad that you just can't get out of their own way. They're putting up a lot of runs, but just can't get out of their own way, man. Looking at some of the trends here, guys. Kansas City is actually between Kansas City and St. Lucia, man. Both of them teams, know how to win on the road. The under's going under in 4 of the last 5 Kansas City games, and Kansas City is 5-0 in their last 5. Boston 4-2 in their last 6, and the total, believe it or not, is going over in the last 5 Boston Red Sox games, Dream. Wow. I can't take Wade Miley. Can't bet against the Kansas City Royals. Just can't do it.
Can.
No way.
That's why I was getting ready to get involved with you, because I was getting ready to say, you gonna bet against the Royals, son?
No way, man. So, guys, you know what? That one there is a coin flip for me. I'm going to stay away from it, man. You got a total of 9 against. They're expecting fireworks in those two AL matchups, man, between, Texas and Detroit and Kansas City and Boston. Next one we got is Arizona and Cincinnati. Arizona, Patrick Corbin versus Cincinnati's John Lamb. Cincinnati's been putting a lot of rookies on the mound, man. It's been crazy. I want to say it was like 23 games in a row. Something absolutely crazy they were saying last night. Arizona's favored minus 135 in Cincinnati. Brand new series, under-over of 8 runs. Dream, are you feeling the Arizona D-backs to win this series?
I am not going to mess with the
Good.
D-backs on the road, 28-32. A little bit inconsistent. Corbin's up today. He's 3-3 with a 3.43 ERA. I would have to take a look at the next two pitchers, but it's not something I'm looking at. Obviously, for me, I like to take a home team for a series is preferable in my little. But dude, I'm just not. I told you, I'm just not really feeling gambling right now.
I feel you, man. I get it. But I would recommend that you stay away from this one. Cincinnati is like one of the peskiest sub 500 teams out there, in my opinion. I mean, look, they brought the Royals to the brink both games. Managed to lose each game, but still, they were definitely in their ass for the most part. And the series before that, they were doing their thing too, man. So, you know what? I don't like it. I'm going to keep it moving. Philadelphia at Miami, not getting much better on the card here, man. Miami minus 150 with an under-over of 8. Philadelphia putting Jerome Williams on the mound versus Brad Hand for Miami. I have no opinion here with an under-over of 8, Dream. I'm going to keep it moving, but just what do you got for stats real quick?
Why do you want stats on this game? Williams
brutal.
is 4-8 with a 5.47 ERA. The Phillies are 19-43 on the road. Hey, listen, they're in Miami, so there is going to be a lot of distractions.
Yes.
Hand is on the mound for Miami, and they're used to the distractions. It's 2-3 with a 4.74 ERA, 28-30 at home.
All right, man. So, guys, I don't know what you want to do with this. I mean, some of you guys out there, from what I understand, you find some mistakes in some of the lines, especially when football starts. So, you know what? Good luck to you. I know Dan stalks these lines on MLBs, dude. Next one we got on a ticket is something interesting, man. You got Atlanta coming into Chicago. Brand new series here, Dream. I expect the Chicago Cubs to win this series, especially when they're putting Jake Arrieta on the mound. Lester got blown up yesterday, man. Did you see that?
I did.
7 runs in like 3 innings by the Detroit Tigers. Unbelievable, man. So Lester, kind of up and down, man, a little bit. But Atlanta, Mikey Fultonwich versus Chicago Cubs, Jake Arrieta. Dude, the Cubs, kid, minus 280 juice, Dream. Wow. Unbelievable. They should get the job done here, man. I mean, if you want to pair that series up with Baltimore, that's probably what I'd be taking a look at, to be completely frank with you. What do you got here as far as records and ERAs and all that?
Fezziwig, as I like to call him, is 4-4 with a 5.61 ERA. The Braves are 21-43 on the road. Arrieta's going for the Cubs, 14-6 with a 2.39 ERA. The Cubs are 34-26 at home. This would probably be a decent series to take, but it's probably going to be heavy in the price range, guys. I'm not on board with. I don't parlay series at all. I stopped doing that probably in the middle of June, as it just kept, for some reason, every time I parlayed the series, one would win, one would lose. So I like to play them separate. But this one looks like it would be a pretty good one if it's not too expensive.
Yeah, I mean, Arrieta's been pretty good, man. Versus the White Sox, 6 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and 2 outings before that. He played Pittsburgh and the San Francisco Giants and shut them both out, bro. 7 2/3, 4 hits, no earned runs versus San Francisco. And 5 days before that, he played at Pittsburgh, 7 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs in Pittsburgh, Dream.
Right.
This guy's the real deal, man. And I think he's going to get the job done here. I think you guys are safe with the Chicago Cubs. You're probably going to have to get that down to a -1. But I think a better thing to do would be to take a series play with Baltimore and the Chicago Cubs to win their respective series. So if you put those together, probably pays somewhere along even money.
Gotcha.
All right, so the next game we have on the ticket is the Tampa Bay Rays coming into the Houston Astros. Houston has won the first 2 out of 3, and we were all over that. Tampa Bay is now putting their ace, Chris Archer, on the mound versus Houston's Colin McHugh. Pretty much even money all across the board with Archer on the mound, under/over of 7. Dude, the Houston Astros, man, won in walk-off form in the bottom of the 13th inning last night. Stomach aches for days for me, Dream.
Charm team, brother. Don't relax.
They've been managed to, they did their thing and got the job done, man. Keuchel, again, had a hell of a game, only 2 earned runs last night. Keuchel at home has been outstanding, man.
Yep.
What do you got here?
McHugh's not been bad neither, 13-6, but the 4.09 ERA is a little bit heavy. You got to work on that a little bit today. The Astros are 42-20 at home with a stellar at-home record, 66-55 all around. They are in the top of their division, and look, playoff bound, man. I like what they've shown me. They've been very good this year, and hopefully they'll keep their winning ways. Tampa Bay is coming in there 28-30 on the road, which is not really that bad considering. Archer 10-9 with a 2.92 ERA. Today is going to be a little bit of a tough game.
It is, man. It is. I like to see what Archer's doing as of late. I know hasn't been that good. He was one of the best earlier in the year, but when you take a look at him here, in his last outing at the Texas Rangers stream, Chris Archer, 5 1/3 innings, 11 hits, 7 earned runs at Texas. Ouch. Nasty.
Ouch,
and they were favored in that matchup as well. And then versus the New York Mets, 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs. So, dude, 10 earned runs in his last 2 starts. Yikes. And you know what? The last thing you want to do is be coming in and facing the top hitting team in the league. So I don't know, man. You know what? I mean, versus the Mets, he did have 10 strikeouts, but I don't know. The way he's been kind of losing some confidence as of late, I don't like this particular matchup. I'm kind of a stick and move guy. I already did my thing with the Houston Astros. I think I'm going to just kind of watch this one.
Gotcha.
And go from there, okay? So we got only 2 more on the ticket, Dream. So, we're doing pretty good on time here, man, considering there's only 11 games. Washington at the Colorado Rockies. Hey, the Washington Nationals won a couple games now. Finally won a few and, playing at Colorado. And Washington is finally putting Matt Scherzer back on the mound. Colorado, Johan Flande. Washington minus 200 with an under-over of 10 runs. What do you got here?
All right, we've got Johan Nationals 11-9 with a 2.73 ERA. The Natties 29-36 on the road. The Rockies 26-33 at home. Hey, how'd the over do yesterday?
I think it went under.
I'm looking at it right now. Let's see.
I'm pretty sure it was only 4-1 when I looked at it. I was not
4-1. Yeah, it went under. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you got under over of 10 runs here. I'd like to see what Scherzer's done in his last few outings, man. So let me just take a look at what he's been doing. I know that Colorado beat him in Washington not too long ago, man. Let's see. And Dan was all over that plus 240 or some craziness. Dude, Scherzer at San Francisco, 3 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, Dream. And then versus Colorado at home, 6 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned runs. So, and then versus Arizona, 3 earned runs, man. So in the last 3 starts, he's pitched 15 innings and given up 13 runs, Scherzer. So he's kind of fallen off a little bit. Now you're bringing him into Coors Field. Yikes. Guys, you know what? Minus 200. That's something you're going to be on an island by yourself with because your boy, the Mad Hatter, is not getting involved in that game whatsoever. The final game we got on the ticket, man, the LA Angels, who are trying to turn their season around a little bit, playing the Chicago White Sox. Let's see. White Sox putting Jose Quintana versus Nick Tropiano of the LA Angels. I don't have a line here, Dream. Do you?
I have the LA Angels minus 131 and an under and over of 7.5.
7.5, huh? 1-0 victory for them last night, man. No offense whatsoever. So I don't know, guys. You know what? This series has me scratching my head a little bit. I don't really like it. The White Sox have been falling off as of late, man. Just 8 games under 500. When they were just starting to emerge is when they just fell way off. They're 4-10 in the last 14 when playing the LA Angels, and they're 1-5 in their last 6 games. Where the LA Angels in the last 7 at home, 6-1, Dream.
Right.
And the LA Angels win about 62% of their games at home, guys. No opinion here whatsoever. I like the easier stuff, Dream. And
no doubt.
And some of the easier stuff has been headaches, going into extra innings and all that crap. So, I don't know, man. You know what? If you're a $100 better with the LA Angels, you're actually down $14 on the year. What a waste of time that's been, man. Betting, what is this, 120 games in? betting 120 games and loses $14.
Yeah, right?
Nuts. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for the MLB, man. So the only thing I'm looking at, Dream, is Baltimore Orioles for the series and the Chicago Cubs for the series. Put those two bad boys together, and it probably puts you at just about plus money, maybe right at even money, man, I would think, because the Cubs are probably going to be somewhere along the lines of minus a 200, and Baltimore, you're probably going to be like a minus 175 if I had to guess, because the lines are not available yet. So what do you think about that, Dream?
I don't know, player. I'm like I said, I think that you're a bit more into baseball than I am. So obviously, if you guys are going to listen, they can take it and listen to what you're coming, what you're bringing to the table as you are, more invested in it. I just haven't seen nothing has jumped out at me that I really love. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you. And especially with the card today, man. I mean, how many games did we just pass right over today?
Yeah, it's nothing that I love. So you guys know, if I don't love something and see something, I mean, I'm kind of leaning on, the Yankees.
That's tough.
I want to take the Yankees, but it's just tough. For some reason, that game's just saying, leave it alone. I can't take Kansas City because I don't want them on the road. Plus, the Red Sox have been on fire lately. So, like I said, there's nothing that really is calling me. So I've got to just play the back. I'm sorry, guys, but listen, I'm not forcing it. I am, 2 weeks away, man. 2 weeks away. The bankroll is dead right. Your boy gonna be on here screaming in 2 weeks. Talk about. Can't believe these dudes just did that last night.
I know. Well, you look at the next couple of matchups for Cleve and the New York Yankees. Tomorrow, Carlos Carrasco is going versus Masahiro Tanaka. And the next day, you got Danny Salazar versus Luis Severino. I don't know, man. I can see this being like tied 1-1 going into the third game of the series and stomach aching it to death, to be honest with you. Because, I mean, the Yankees have been winning, but, dude, they have not been stellar as far as offense. So, I don't know. I mean, and Carrasco's been halfway decent as well for the Cleveland Indians. So, for me, that series I'm going to stay away from, Dream. So, I think you're making the right decision staying away from it as well.
All right, man. All right.
So we're going to close it out here. What do you got to close out, brother?
Hey, we are ending the show on time for once,
yes.
Which is rare.
Yes.
Which is rare, and I'm loving it. I want to thank everybody that has retweeted the show, as I always do in my regular form. Want to thank the king of odds. Oh, my God. Matty Fresh, JDH24, Niner Nation 808, Rick Lopez, Vegas Girl 92661, JC Christos, AZ Wildcat 83, Sports Talk Johnny, Nick Orestes, Ed, Casey Erickson, the Canadian Capper, Betting Tips, MG86, my man Pete for Press, Mar, Justin Hernandez, OJFB, BT, Lone Star Ombre, Irvin, Direct Sports Solution, good morning to you, brother. C. Rodriguez Jr., Jay Snyder, Crush the Bookie, Joseph Del Rosario, Spot Bet, Benjamin Rose, Sir Mata, LA WizKid, Ciroc King, Jay Tanakis, Danish Better, Sin City Maverick, Average Joe Punter, good morning to y'all out there in Australia, Jordy Best. Guys, I want to thank you guys always for your support. Anything you guys ever want to talk about, DM me up, hit me up on the tweet, as, I've been around, and getting back and forth, and I always love kicking it back and forth with you guys. If you guys got any ideas or anything that you'd like us to talk about, or always receptive to any opinions and suggestions. Remember, I am the dream. Always remember who you're with. Make the most of each and every day. Oh, one more thing. Tomorrow's Freaky Friday.
Yes.
And tomorrow, we bringing it to Houston.
Yes, definitely, man. I think it's going to be a little... we were very, very calm and professional in the last...
Oh, no, Doc. Somebody in Houston called us the yelling guys. So I had to fall back a little bit from that and put on my suit and tie for a minute and let them know that, you know what I'm saying, if need be, I can be professional. But tomorrow, the gloves is off.
Yes, definitely.
We're going to go back to doing our thing. But, guys, one more time, always remember who you're with and make the most of each and every day, as you cannot get this time back.
Yes, sir. Big ups to my man Papa Bear as well. We're getting ready for football, man, and he is talking about the preseason tonight. We talked about that earlier. The only thing that I would be looking at, I'm not going to be putting my money anywhere near it, but I am going to tell you that I am definitely going to pay attention to Buffalo with all their running backs out, man. You only got 2 left in the lineup, and, they're 2 undrafted rookies, man. They got like 5 guys out right now. So
Son, I love the way you keep talking about both running backs out like Buff is like Seattle. like they coming off of like winning the Super Bowl last year or being in the playoff. Buff is used to losing.
Right. Good point.
They're good with it. They're like, all right, well, okay, we got 4 running backs out. We don't really have a quarterback, so what's the problem?
We're going to see a little, you're going to see, Johnny Football and McCown there, vying for the starting job over in Cleveland. Not like Johnny Football is ever going to get it, but, they're going to be playing a little hard, man. So we'll see what ends up happening with that, and we will go from there. Guys, we are SBTV Nation. We are the biggest show in the world, having an absolute blast 7 days a week, nonstop. We love you to death. Go out there, go easy, do your own homework, bet your own plays, make all your dreams a reality, and get that money. Let's go.
Peace.